As you know me, I've always talked about mortgage advisors and mortgage brokers should be diversifying their business because you do need to diversify in certain ways. Because, the mortgage market goes up and down, different parts of it tend to accelerate whilst other parts are falling. So you've got to be diversified in order to have a consistent business, a sustainable business. Now, Shelley and I were out walking yesterday over at Rodborough Common, lovely part of the world, right high up in Stroud. You can see all the valleys, beautiful. Not particularly good weather, and we were wandering along with all our gear, and suddenly we saw a shop in the middle of nowhere, really. Rodborough Common's pretty, well, there's a town or village up there, but there's not that many shops. And we saw this ice cream shop, and we were intrigued by it. I'll show you a photograph of it, see what you think of the ice cream shop. So let me just flick on there for you so you can see the ice cream shop. And as you can appreciate there, you've got just a very bog standard ice cream shop on the right hand side, as you can probably see there. If I just zoom in there, you can see the actual ice cream shop a bit more, called Winston's, been established since 1925. And it's a lovely ice cream shop, and we had a very nice ice cream in there. It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it, if you're in the Cotswolds? But the point I'm making, though, is that when you look at this ice cream shop, you've got this shop at the front there selling lovely ice cream, and they do a really good job. But around the whole area, they actually make the stuff in there, and I'll show you the factory in a second or two. And towards the back there, they actually have an accommodation where they actually live, which is brilliant. And if you zoom round, you could take a look at the front there. They've got car parking and areas of people free parking, and they pop across, buy their ice cream. And then if you take a look at the front of the place, it's pretty clever, really, because right there at the front end, around, can you just see those bits there? You've got the ice cream containers and all the places where they like to freeze the ice cream and make it. And then cleverly, the whole thing is at the middle. You just zoom in for a second. They sell Christmas trees. Now that is a really good example of diversification. This is to bring back my image so you know I'm actually here. That's a great example of diversification because that particular store or company has diversified. What economists call vertical diversification, if you want the proper term for it, which means that all throughout your supply chain, you're taking care of things. So the supply chain, of course, is getting the ingredients, making the ice cream, keeping it frozen, storing it, putting it on ice cream vans and selling it. They've got ice cream vans around the back. So they've done that vertical diversification. They've got it all sorted. Now, when it comes to mortgage advisors, you too should do that kind of diversification. Okay, diversifying your product offering. And I've often talked about making sure that you give protection advice to your clients, but integrate it with your main mortgage advice. Don't make it like an add-on extra. You should do, of course, referrals for wills and lasting powers of attorney. And why not get yourself trained to do it? It's very connected with your main business. You do therefore have the trust with your client, and therefore they want to do business with you moving forward. So it's a really good thing to keep going, really, at the end of the day. But we talked about it before. Equity release, you should be getting into that marketplace because that opens up all sorts of new areas of business for you. But this is all kind of connected with what you do. You could look at specialist finance, such as commercial or semi-commercial, and that's just looking at a different business area because a different type of client base, which allow you to diversify as well. But the clever thing about the ice cream company is they did this thing, the vertical diversification. So maybe you could consider packaging. I mean, it's an old model now, but a lot of brokers used to do packaging, still do. They package up cases and they become almost pseudo networks, don't they? Some provide training and become a training company. I've known mortgage advisors end up being a training firm. That, if you like, is vertical because you're going back through your supply chain, aren't you? Your supply chain is people coming on board, of course. Going that way is processing mortgage applications before they go to lenders. So that's vertical diversification, which is certainly worth thinking about. But the one to consider is what they call conglomerate diversification. I've been swallowing the dictionary this morning. Conglomerate diversification. And that's where you add a product that's not related to your existing product base or your existing company. So the ice cream company sell Christmas trees because they can. They got space to store them. They got free car parking for people to load them into their car. And around the Stroud area, there's plenty of farmers growing Christmas trees and selling them. So it's kind of connected. They're utilizing their ability as a business to sell Christmas trees. Maybe as a mortgage broker, you could consider that. That'd be decent, wouldn't it? Maybe, I'm thinking aloud here, business consultancy. If you're good at running a business and you understand business, you've been in business for a while, you could provide business consultancy to a completely new type of client. Maybe existing clients, possibly. If they're buy-to-let customers, people buying properties to rent, maybe SPVs, you could offer business consultancy. Not accountancy, that's a specialized area. So there's just thinking about things you could provide that are not directly connected with your business. So that just gets you thinking about diversification. And the ice cream, by the way, was jolly nice. It's blooming cold though, it was raining. Just to share with you a picture of what we ended up doing. Jelly and I had a lovely time, as you can see from the picture there. It's a bit cold, but the lovely views you can see at the top there. Beautiful part of the world, by the way, if you're ever heading down to Rodney Common. Anyway, enough of that one.